Hey, so picture this. It's pouring rain in Chicago, the kind of downpour that soaks you to the bone in seconds. And there's this girl, Ellie, maybe 23, standing in the middle of a grimy subway station, looking like the world's just kicked her in the teeth. Her denim jacket's clinging to her shoulders, her dark hair's plastered to her face, dripping onto the cracked tiles, and she's clutching this beat-up canvas bag like it's her lifeline. You can tell she's been crying. Her eyes are puffy, red, like she's been through something heavy, something that's left her raw. 3 sentences in, and you're already wondering, right? What's her deal? Why is she standing there, staring at this old, out-of-tune piano tucked in the corner of the station, its keys all yellowed and chipped, like it's been forgotten by everyone except the rats? Ellie's not just some random kid caught in the rain. She's carrying a fight inside her, a big one. See, she comes from money, like serious money, the kind of family that owns half the city's skyline, the Warrens. Her parents, they've got plans for her fancy law school, corner office, the whole deal. But Ellie? She's been dreaming of music since she was 6, sneaking piano lessons when her mom thought she was at debate club. Earlier that day, she'd had it out with her brother, Nate, over the phone. His voice was sharp, cutting through the static. You're throwing away everything Dad built, Ellie. You're gonna regret this. Click. And just like that, she's out here, alone, the rain hammering down, her family's expectations heavier than the storm. She walks away from their world, their rules, and ends up here, in this damp, noisy subway, staring at that piano like it's the only thing that still makes sense. So, she sits down on this warped bench, her jeans sticking to her legs, and the station's alive with chaos, people rushing, shoes squeaking, voices bouncing off the walls. Nobody notices her at first, just another shadow to dodge. Her fingers hover over the keys, shaky, like she's afraid they'll bite. She hasn't played in months, not since her parents called music a cute little phase and told her to grow up. But her hands move anyway, muscle memory taking over, and the first notes come out soft, hesitant, like a whisper in the storm. It's Beethoven, Moonlight Sonata, slow and haunting, cutting through the noise like a blade. For a second, it's just her and the piano, the rain fading, the hurt spilling out through her fingers. But then the crowd starts to notice, and not in a good way. A couple of college kids, all hoodies and attitude, stop nearby. One of them, this lanky guy with a beanie, nudges his buddy, smirking. Yo, check this out. Sad girl thinks she's in a movie or something. His friend, snapping a pic on his phone, laughs. This is going viral for all the wrong reasons, man. Look at her, all dramatic in that ripped jacket. Ellie's fingers pause, just for a heartbeat, the notes stumbling, but she keeps going. The beanie guy's voice gets louder, tossing insults like he's trying to win a prize. Get a job, lady, he shouts, grinning like he's untouchable. A few people glance over, smirking, their eyes raking over Ellie like she's a sideshow act. The air feels tighter, like it's closing in, but she keeps her head down, her hands steady, playing like her life depends on it. Then this guy in a slick blazer, maybe 27, hair gelled like he's auditioning for Wall Street, stops and laughs, loud enough to cut through the crowd. What do you even know about piano, huh? You look like you crawled out of a dumpster. His buddy, flashing a Rolex, snorts, pulling out his phone to record. This is pathetic, bro, homeless vibes, but make it extra. Ellie's shoulders tense, her fingers pressing harder, the notes getting sharper. A woman in a sleek leather coat, dripping with attitude, pushes through, her heels clicking like she's on a mission. She snaps a photo, muttering, street performer wannabe, so desperate. A couple of teenagers nearby giggle, mimicking her sneer. Who even does this anymore? Playing a piano in a subway? Cringe. Ellie's jaw tightens, a small twitch at the corner of her mouth, but she doesn't look up. The laughter spreads, sharp and mean, drowning out the rain. An older woman, gray hair in a tight bun, stands off to the side, her umbrella dripping onto her sensible shoes. She's a retired music teacher, spent years teaching kids who barely listened, and she tilts her head, catching the precision in Ellie's playing. She steps closer, lips parting, but before she can say anything, a guy in a polo shirt, all fake cheer, cuts in. Hey, sweetheart, save it for America's Got Talent, yeah? The crowd laughs, the sound like nails on a chalkboard. Ellie's breath hitches, but her hands don't waver. The music keeps going, fighting to be heard, but the crowd's cruelty is louder, like a wall she can't break through. Then something shifts. The notes get clearer, fiercer, like the storms answering back. Ellie switches to Rachmaninoff, prelude in C-sharp minor, wild and alive, the kind of music that grabs you by the throat. The crowd quiets, stunned. A little girl, maybe 7, tugs at her mom's sleeve. "Mom, she plays so pretty," she says, her voice cutting through the noise. The mom, frazzled in a raincoat, looks at Ellie, then back at her kid, saying nothing. The music weaves through the chatter, pulling people in despite themselves. The blazer guy lowers his phone, not recording anymore. The woman in the leather coat stares, her camera forgotten. The hall's different now, charged, like something real's happening. A janitor, maybe 60, his face lined from years of hard work, stops mopping at the far end of the station. The music hits him deep, reminds him of his daughter, who used to play before she moved away. He steps closer, his boots heavy, but a woman in a bright pink raincoat cuts through, her voice nasal and loud. "Oh, please, she's just fishing for tips." She tosses a crumpled dollar onto the piano, the bill landing on the keys with a thud. The crowd snickers, but Ellie's eyes flick to the dollar, then back to the keys, her face unreadable. The janitor's jaw tightens, but he stays quiet. Ellie's playing gets louder, like it's pushing back, fighting for space in this cold, wet station. She's not playing for them anymore, playing for herself, for the brother who didn't get it, for the parents who told her she'd never be enough. A few more people stop, their faces softening. An old man with a cane, his coat patched, leans against a pillar, watching her hands. A nurse, just off her shift, stands frozen, her bag slipping off her shoulder. The subway's not just a subway, Anna Marie, it's a stage, and Ellie's the only one on it. But the mockery doesn't stop completely. A group of frat boys push through, one of them, all buzz cut and leather jacket, laughs. Bet she's got a speaker hidden somewhere, faking it. His friends join in, one miming an air piano, clowning around. A delivery guy nearby, his cap low, shifts his weight, his face hardening. He doesn't know music, but he knows what it's like to be invisible. He sees Ellie's shoulders slump, just for a second, before she straightens up, her fingers fierce. Then the music changes again, Rachmaninoff hitting harder, like a storm breaking loose. The notes are fire, each one perfect, alive. The frat boy freezes, his smirk gone. The woman in the pink raincoat lowers her phone, mouth open. Phones come out now, not to mock, but to capture, live streams lighting up with hearts and comments. An older violinist, his hands calloused, whispers to the guy next to him. "That's no beginner. That's something else." The station's a concert hall now, and Ellie's owning it. A young mom, her toddler asleep in a stroller, grips the handles tight. The music hitting her like a memory of the piano lessons she gave up when life got tough. She blinks back tears, but a guy in a flashy suit, tie bright as a traffic cone, laughs, loud and obnoxious. She thinks this'll make her famous? Just another nobody with a sob story. The mom flinches, her hands tightening. Ellie's head tilts, like she's hearing something far away, but the music surges, answering him without words. The crowd split, now some are with her, some against, but nobody's walking away. Then, out of nowhere, a sleek black SUV pulls up outside, the engine humming low. A man steps out, mid-50s, silver hair, suit sharp despite the rain. It's Victor Kane, the guy who runs Chicago's music scene, a billionaire who doesn't just fund orchestra, she decides who gets to play in them. The crowd whispers, recognizing him, but Ellie doesn't see. She's still lost in the music, her eyes half closed, tears mixing with the rain on her face. Kane steps into the station, his presence heavy, calm, like he owns the air. He stops a few feet from the piano, just listening. A station worker, her apron stained from coffee spills, pauses by a trash can, her eyes flicking between Kane and Ellie. She's seen plenty in this station, but this is new. Before anything can happen, a guy in a fedora, voice slick as oil, pipes up. "Oh, come on, this is staged." She's just a sob story, and he's probably her manager. The worker's hands clench her apron, but the crowd murmurs, some nodding, others smirking. Ellie's grip tightens on her bag, her knuckles white, but she doesn't look up. Kane stands there, letting the last notes fade. Then he speaks, his voice low, clear, cutting through the noise. "Kid, You just played Rachmaninoff like you were born for it. The crowd gasps, a few stepping back like they've been caught stealing. The blazer guy's phone slips, his face red. The woman in the leather coat looks away, cheeks burning. Ellie lifts her head, meeting Kane's eyes for the first time, and gives a small, tired nod. The whispers change, laced with doubt now, not mockery. A woman in a business suit scoffs. He's just pitying her. A kid with earbuds nods. Yeah, he'll walk away in a minute. This is all for show. Ellie wipes her face, tears and rain smearing, and looks like she might bolt, but she stays, her chin lifting just a fraction. Kane doesn't flinch. He looks at the crowd, his eyes hard, like he sees right through them. Then he turns back to Ellie. Those hands. They're gonna make orchestras stand still. He pulls out his phone, calm but deliberate, and says, "Get the Civic Opera House ready. I've found our headliner." The station explodes whispers, gasps, phones flashing. The frat boy steps back, pale. The woman in the pink raincoat fumbles her phone, her live stream still rolling. Ellie's eyes widen, her breath catching, but she doesn't move. Tears spill, but she lets them fall. A reporter pushes through, mic out, voice sharp. She's got no training, no credentials. Who's gonna buy this? The woman in the leather coat nods, arms crossed. It's just a stunt, all emotion, no substance. The whispers grow, doubt creeping back. Ellie's shoulders shake, her hands gripping the bench, but she doesn't break. The rain outside pounds harder, filling the silence. Kane steps forward, his hand resting lightly on Ellie's shoulder. The gesture's small, but it shuts the room up. "You don't need a degree," he says, voice steady. "Your music's enough." Then he does something nobody expects. She bows, a full, deliberate bow, to a girl they all thought was nothing. The crowd freezes, the air thick. The blazer guy looks away, the woman in the leather coat clutches her purse, lips tight. Then, slowly, one person claps, then another, until the whole station's roaring, the sound louder than the rain. The next day, the stories everywhere. Rain-soaked girl stunned subway, picked by Billionaire for Opera House. The blazer guy, some hotshot intern named Tyler, loses his gig when his mocking video goes viral, his smug face plastered across the internet. The woman in the leather coat, a wannabe influencer named Claire, watches her follower count tank after her snarky post backfires. The frat boy, Jake, tries to post a guitar cover online, but the comments tear him apart for his subway stunt. Ellie doesn't see any of it. She's in a quiet hotel room Kane's team set up, staring at a faded photo of her and Nate, laughing in a park years ago. Her hands are still, but they carry the weight of what she played. When she walks into Kane's office the next morning, the staff stand, no one daring to say her last name. Ellie Warren, daughter of the Warren dynasty. She doesn't flaunt it. She doesn't need to. The way she carries herself, the way she sits without a word, says it all. Sometimes life doesn't give you a second shot. It's just one moment, one choice, and you've got to stand in it. Ellie did, and the world saw her, not her name, just her. So what do you think? Was Ellie just lucky, or did she earn that moment? Have you ever been counted out? Judged before you could show what you're made of? Drop a comment. Tell me your story. Where are you watching from? Hit that like button, share this with someone who needs to hear it, and maybe subscribe if you're all about those moments that change everything. Let's keep walking through these stories together.